In the quiet moments before the world awakens, a presence remains constant, watching over the heartbeat of every soul that wanders through the mist. He is not a distant memory of the past, but a living hope for the present. He calls to you, not with a shout, but with a whisper. He raises his hand in a gentle, personal invitation, reaching through the barriers of time and space to find you exactly where you are today. In the depths of the night, when the weight of the world feels unbearable, it is easy to feel abandoned by the light. The bills, the noise, and the endless notifications try to drown out the spirit. You sit in the shadows, wondering if anyone truly sees your struggle. But even in your darkest room, you are never solitary. There is one who stands in the silence with you, sharing every burden you carry. Life moves at a frantic pace, and in a single heartbeat, everything can change. We walk through dangers we cannot see, and paths we do not know, but his hand is the unseen shield. At the moment of impact, when all seems lost, divine intervention steps into our chaotic reality. He stands in the gap between disaster and peace, protecting us from the storms we are not yet ready to face, holding back the crash. Healing doesn't always come in a flash of lightning. Sometimes it comes in the stillness of a walk, when the heart is finally ready. With a single touch, he mends what was broken. He speaks peace into the turmoil, turning your mourning into a quiet, lasting joy. The weight is lifted. The world remains the same, but you are changed. You are no longer defined by your scars, but by his grace. Yet, there is a battle for your soul, a conflict between the light that guides you and the shadows that seek to pull you back. But the darkness has no power over the King of Kings. When the enemy rises, he stands firm as your protector and your advocate. His light is an unbreakable fortress, scattering the gloom and reclaiming the ground that was lost. The darkness must flee at his name. The storm has passed, and a new morning has dawned. The air is fresh with the promise of mercy, and the horizon is wide. Walk forward with confidence, for you do not walk alone. He is your guide, your protector, and your constant friend through all seasons. From this moment on, every step is a testament to his love. Trust in him and follow the path of light into a new beginning. My faithful one, I have been watching you longer than you realize. Not from a distance, not casually, but with a deep, attentive love that has never left your side. I have seen the quiet battles you never speak about. I have seen the moments when your smile hit a storm inside you. I have seen you trying to stay strong when everything around you felt uncertain. You think no one understands the weight you carry, but I do. I see the calculations you make in your mind late at night. See the way you try to make everything work, stretching what you have, hoping it will somehow become enough. I see the fear that visits you when things don't add up. And today, I am not silent anymore. I am speaking directly to that fear inside you, because the question you keep asking, what if it doesn't work out, is about to be answered. And the answer I carry for you will change everything.
The journey to Golgotha, the place of the skull, was a spectacle of suffering. Jesus, weary and scourged, carried the heavy wooden crossbeam through crowded streets. Roman soldiers, with chilling efficiency, laid him down on the cross, their actions stern and methodical. Then, with a jarring thud that echoed through the air, the cross was lifted and dropped into its socket. On either side, two criminals were crucified, their raw agony a stark contrast to Jesus' divine composure. At the foot of the cross, soldiers gambled for his seamless tunic, casting lots with cold indifference. Passers-by and religious leaders hurled insults, shouting, "He saved others. Let him save himself." But Jesus, looking toward heaven, his face a mask of pain, yet radiating compassion, whispered, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." One of the criminals beside him, his gaze meeting Jesus's, humbly asked to be remembered in his kingdom. With gentle assurance, Jesus replied, "Truly, I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise." Nearby, his mother Mary stood, her face a portrait of grief, supported by John, the beloved disciple. Even in his agony, Jesus looked at them, entrusting his mother to John's care with a tender gaze. Then, a sudden unnatural darkness fell over the land, obscuring the sun for 3 long hours. A cry of profound spiritual anguish tore from Jesus' lips. My God, why have you forsaken me?" Parched and weak, he whispered, "I am thirsty." A soldier offered a sponge soaked in wine vinegar on a hyssop branch to his lips. Then, with a final, powerful cry, "It is finished," he bowed his head, and his spirit departed. In that moment of profound stillness, the earth itself responded. The ground shook violently, rocks split apart, and tombs were opened. In the temple, the massive curtain separating the Holy of Holies was torn in two, from top to bottom. A Roman centurion, witnessing these extraordinary events, fell to his knees in awe, declaring, "Surely this man was the Son of God." As evening approached, Joseph of Arimathea, a wealthy and respected secret disciple, bravely went to Pilate and requested Jesus' body. He was joined by Nicodemus, who brought a large quantity of myrrh and aloes. Together, they tenderly took Jesus' body down from the cross, handling it with profound reverence. His face, once etched with pain, was now serene and peaceful. They carefully wrapped his body in clean linen cloths with the fragrant spices, following Jewish burial customs. They carried him to a new, rock-hewn tomb in a nearby garden, a tomb Joseph had prepared for himself. A large, heavy stone was rolled to seal the entrance. Mary Magdalene and the other Mary watched from a distance, their hearts heavy with sorrow, marking the place where he was laid. To ensure no one could interfere, Roman guards were posted at the tomb, sealing it and standing watch. But death would not have the final say. At dawn on the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene and other women approached the tomb with spices, their faces still etched with grief. Suddenly, the ground trembled violently. An angel of the Lord, radiant as lightning, descended from heaven, effortlessly rolling back the massive stone and sitting upon it. The Roman guards, terrified, fell to the ground, paralyzed with fear. When the women arrived, they were stunned to find the stone rolled away. Peering inside, they saw the burial cloths lying neatly folded, but Jesus' body was gone. The angel's calm voice cut through their bewilderment. "He is not here. He has risen, just as he said." A mixture of fear and overwhelming joy propelled the women from the tomb, eager to share the news. It was then that Jesus appeared to Mary Magdalene. Lost in her tears, she mistook him for the gardener. But when he spoke her name, Mary, recognition dawned, her face lighting up with disbelief and pure joy. "Do not hold on to me," he gently instructed. "Go instead to my brothers and tell them." With a soaring heart, Mary ran to find the disciples, her spirit renewed, carrying the most incredible news the world had ever heard. Later that day, 2 disciples were walking the dusty road to Emmaus, their hearts heavy. A stranger joined them, and as they walked, he explained the scriptures concerning the Messiah. Their hearts began to burn with a strange warmth, a dawning understanding. That evening, as they sat for a meal, the stranger took bread, blessed it, broke it, and gave it to them. In that familiar action, their eyes were opened. With a gasp of awe, they recognized him. It was Jesus, and just as suddenly, he vanished. Filled with an unbelievable story, they rushed back to Jerusalem. There, the disciples were gathered in a locked room, fearful and confused. Suddenly, Jesus was standing among them. "Peace be with you," he said, showing them the wounds in his hands and his side. Their fear turned to overwhelming joy, though some still struggled to believe. Thomas, who had been absent, was adamant. "Unless I see and touch his wounds," he declared, "I will not believe." 8 days later, Jesus appeared again in the locked room. This time, Thomas was present. "Put your finger here," Jesus invited. "Reach out your hand and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe." Overwhelmed, Thomas fell to his knees, exclaiming, "My Lord and my God." Jesus looked at him, and then to all of us who would follow, saying, "Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed." Some time later, Jesus appeared again by the Sea of Galilee. 7 of his disciples had been fishing all night without success. From the shore, Jesus called out, "Cast your net on the right side of the boat." They obeyed, and suddenly the net was so full of fish they could barely haul it in. John knew instantly. "It is the Lord," he cried. Peter, ever impulsive, jumped into the water and swam to shore. There, Jesus had a fire going, with fish and bread ready. After they had eaten, Jesus turned to Simon Peter. 3 times he asked, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter, saddened by the repetition that mirrored his 3 denials, affirmed his love each time, and with each affirmation, Jesus restored him, giving him a new commission: feed my lambs, take care of my sheep, feed my sheep. He was reinstating Peter, healing his failure, and calling him to a life of service. Finally, on a serene mountain in Galilee, Jesus gathered his disciples. The air was still with anticipation. With divine authority, he gave them their mission, the Great Commission. All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me, he declared. Therefore go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. Their faces reflected awe and a new sense of purpose. And then, he left them with a promise that echoes through the ages, a promise for them and for us. And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories of faith and hope.